And Eddie was, Eddie wasn't in my head as solidly as that, but he was Dave and I's first choice. It was still like, Edward James Olmos. Yeah, right. Like, that's going to happen. Okay, let's keep filling out the pages, but this is the dream one.
Yeah.
And then David called one day when I was at Carnival. I said, Edward James Olmos wants to meet. Can you be there? I was like, yeah, I'll be there just for this fucking meeting. Are you kidding? Just to do the meeting, I'm going.
I know.
So this is such a great little story.
No, it's fantastic.
And I've told this
and Eddie
before.
is full of stories. So
Eddie is full of stories. I'm meeting David's office, as I recall, at the Universal lot. And he's Eddie, and he's like, hey, he's giving you very little at first, but he's like, the script, it's really, really love it. It's really special. It's amazing. It's just all these things. And he says the whole thing about, but if there's any aliens, if there's a green-headed monster, I'm just going to walk off the stage. And we kind of go, yeah, okay, well, it's not sure. But the thing he said was, it reminds me of Blade Runner. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool.
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm digging that. And he says, I remember we were doing Blade Runner. And I suggested to Ridley that we should do some Japanese things with ramen, and the language should be part of the show, and the Asian culture would have permeated Los Angeles by that point in the future, and we should do that. And I remember so clearly sitting across from him like this and thinking, okay, you're that guy. You are going to take credit for one of the great things in science fiction.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to remember that you're that guy. And just file that away, right? Literally years go by, and I was at home. We're now well into production on the show by a couple of seasons, and I had the box set of Blade Runner with all the different cuts and all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I'm watching an interview with Ridley Scott, and sure as shit, he's like, and I remember when Edward James Olmos mentioned to me the idea of having like Asian culture in the show, and I was like, oh my God. And he really did that.
He really
did that. And Ridley just said, yeah, it was Eddie's idea, and that's where it came from, and that's why we did it. It is. It's amazing. And it was like, wow. So
that influenced so much.
Oh, yeah. So much.
Eddie's crazy. He has his finger on the pulse of Los Angeles, unlike anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
He just like feels this city in his bones.
Yeah, he really does.
And he just has such a great eye for things like that.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.